Mm. Mm. I've got this new tea, ginger tea from Java, another Indonesian island, and it's so nice, but it's super spicy. Anyway, I wasn't intending to record today's video at all. I was about to record another one, but I talk with many of you either through Instagram or my mentorships, and I keep encountering the same problem. And the thing is that the problem you have is not about your photography quality or your camera. It's you. And I say this with all the love in the world because I've been there myself. And that's why I love supporting creatives, because I'm a creative and I know how hard it is to make it in this field without any support because you keep doubting yourself. So grab yourself a tea or a beer, a coffee, I don't care, whatever you want to drink, or maybe nothing. But please stay with me because genuinely I think this video is going to help you a lot, because I wish I had someone by then 15 years ago when I started photography to tell me what I'm going to tell you today. There are many things that are stopping you from making a living with your camera, but I'm gonna talk about three main ones, and I'm gonna actually tell you my experience for you to realize that even if you make it like I did, you still struggle, okay? Because we have to be very strong here. And that's why I want to talk about this, because I'm very passionate about these topics and helping, because I didn't have anyone to help me. And I know how much it helps. So one of the things I want to talk about is the fear of rejection. There is a saying in Spain, which is, I mean, my mom always tells me this, okay? And she's totally right. El no ya lo tienes, which means that you don't lose anything for trying. Literally, it means the no, you already have it, right? Like, what's the worst that can happen? You have no idea how many companies I pitched in London when I started and I had no clue about how to do it. And nobody got back to me, or I was painfully rejected. And now I'm embarrassed because I was pointing so high. I was pointing to very high brands and my quality was freaking rubbish. So now I'm like, Laura, you were very deluded. In a way, it's very good because thanks to that delusion, I worked very hard to make it happen and I made it. But what I want you to get from this is that don't be scared to be rejected. What is going to happen if they don't get back to you? Nothing. You keep trying over and over. If you're a beginner, it's normal to be rejected. But even as a professional, I'm a professional photographer. I've been doing it for 15 years. I have now a big social media audience and I've been featured by Canon, Fujifilm, Sony, and I still get rejected. I tell you this for you to realize that you always gonna get rejected, no matter what, even if you are the best one in the world, okay? Sometimes I pitch to brands and I want to work in some projects and they don't get back to me or they reject me and I'm like super offended. I'm only joking, but I'm like, why? Like, my photography quality, I think, is good enough, and I have an audience, and I'm very passionate about what I do, and I know I can do an amazing work for this company, but it is what it is. You cannot take it personal. And if you are a beginner, you really have to push and pitch many brands, because it's going to happen that maybe you're going to pitch 50 brands and 2 are going to reply. That's all you need. And that number, it's normal, believe it or not. And you should be happy that 2 got back to you from 50 you pitched, okay? Because once you work with 2, you improve your photography, you obviously get experience, and you have already clients that are going to spread the word and they're going to help you grow, because this is what happened to me in London when I started. So fear of rejection is what is making you freeze. And if you freeze, guess what? You're never gonna get clients and you're not gonna be able to get paid for it. Stop freezing and start moving, okay? This is the first advice I can give you. And the second problem I see over and over, and I'm very guilty of it even right now, and I think it's getting even worse than ever. So this is totally normal if it happens to you. It's perfectionism. You are waiting till you feel ready to pitch clients or to do the job. Many of you are not sure to accept some gigs because you are scared of not doing it right. I'm going to tell you now my experience, but by then in London, I have to recognize that I didn't give a damn. I was taking every single booking, food photography, product photography, fashion photography, everything, before I thought I was good, okay? I couldn't sleep at night. I was with butterflies in my stomach. I was getting sick of my stomach the day before the photo shoot. That's how bad it was, because I was very nervous. I was like, oh my God, I've never shot food photography in my life. Why I accepted this? They are going to pay me. What if I struggle and I cannot deliver the photos? I went there, I was shooting burgers in Shoreditch. I will never forget that. And it was incredible. I did a pretty good job for not being a food photographer. And then I ended up eating all the burgers, not all the burgers because there were too many, but was eating from the menu and the cocktails I was shooting and everything. And the dopamine you get after a photo shoot, it's insane because you were very scared, you were doubting yourself, but then you gave your best and you realized that it wasn't that scary. I want you to stop feeling like you are not ready. Take everything that comes your way because that's how you're going to improve, that's how you are going to grow, and that's how people are going to get to know you. So my current situation, because this is the perfect example. You see all the videos edited and posted every week. It's amazing because I'm very ambitious, I'm very consistent, and that's why I made it on YouTube. But I have to tell you that I'm so perfectionist that it hurts. And it's not a good thing. In a way, it's good because I try to be very good at what I do, but at the same time, it's not as good because many times I procrastinate about the video till the very last freaking minute because I'm not sure about what to post because maybe you're not gonna like it or things like that, no? But the worst fear is about editing. I'm doing a new filmmaking course. I love filmmaking, so I want to get better. And you may know that I've been in Dubai on a solo photography trip and I'm editing the vlog. I thought I would come from Dubai and post the vlog the week after. It's been almost 2 weeks. I came back from Dubai and I'm still editing it. Why? Because I'm choosing the music, I'm choosing the best scenes, the best photos I took, and I want to edit them perfectly. I want to post the perfect blog, and that's stopping me because it's never good enough. And that's not good. You got to be happy with your work. And I keep watching it over and over, and I'm like, I'm not sure. Should I change the music? Should I change this? Should I change that? Maybe everyone is going to get bored at watching me talking. This happens no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you are a professional or you are the best of the best. You are going to struggle, and that's very painful. So I have to apply this advice for myself because many times I'm not posting the videos on time because I'm just too perfectionist and I'm scared to publish it. And it did happen before. I did videos that took me weeks to edit and then they didn't get the views I was expecting. And it's not about views because the money, it's rubbish from the ads. I want the views because it's like, I don't know, it signals me that you liked the video. It signals me that being editing in my place without enjoying the Balinese sun, it's been worth it those 3 weeks because you guys liked it. But obviously with everything, right? If you do, I don't know, you cook a cake, you want people to like it, right? If nobody eats it, you are like, okay, I love cooking. But if nobody eats, I don't know, you feel sad. So yeah, what I'm trying to tell you with this is that whenever you have a crisis, know that you are not alone. Know that I have a big audience, that I've been doing photography for many years. I work remotely with my camera, so people see me successful. And I would say I am, right? I'm doing what I love for a living. I'm very happy. But I still get these freaking pains, you know? Please, if you are a beginner, be even more gentle with yourself because otherwise, you are not going to make it because you're not going to have any income at the beginning. You're going to get paid very little. You really have to love what you do and do it with passion because otherwise it's going to be very hard for you to make it happen. And this is very linked to the next thing I'm going to be talking about, which is lack of consistency. I'm sure you heard about this many times talking about social media. You have to be very consistent if you want to make it happen online, blah, blah, blah. And this is totally true because the way I monetized my YouTube channel is by being consistent every single week with 0 views, 0 money, working my ass off in London. But I was like, no, there is no way I started this YouTube project and I'm not going to make it happen. Every week, video after video after video, no views, no views, no money, no views. And it was consuming all my time till a few videos took off and I made it happen. The problem you have over and over is that you try maybe for a month, 2 months, 1 year, and you give up. You know how long it took me to become a full-time professional photographer in London? I was working in the fashion industry for 14 years in total, counting Spain and London. I was a fashion stylist in the luxury sector. And it took me, I can't remember exactly, 4 years maybe to make it full-time. I was working as a photographer. I was making some money, but it wasn't my full-time job. Like I was paying my bills with my fashion job, you know? And I was exhausting myself in my free time to take photo shoots as well, build my website and try to learn by myself. So good things take time. If you've been in the game for 1 year and you gave up, just so you know that in 1 year, I was super lost as well in London. And now I live in Bali and I made it happen. Imagine if I would have given up the first year or second year, I wouldn't be talking to you here. I wouldn't be on YouTube. I wouldn't be working remotely, shooting in Dubai, going on solo trips around the world with my camera, and I wouldn't be living in Bali. And this was my dream since I can't remember which year I came to Bali, like 11 years ago, I think, more or less. And I fell in love with this island. And by then, I was like, there is no way I would be able to live here. For me, it was just a dream. By then, it felt so impossible for me to make it. And here I am because I'm freaking stubborn. I'm from the Basque country, the north of Spain, and actually we have a reputation of being very stubborn. And I am, for good and for bad, but for good because I've been very ambitious and I want you to do that. You have to be very ambitious. You have to love what you do because many times you are not going to feel rewarded. But if you love photography, focus on that. Many of you got frustrated as well in my mentorships, telling me that you don't feel like you are improving. But then you showed me your photos and they were good. And I was comparing them. It's like, no, you are not right. You are very critical with yourself because you had good photos and average photos. And I'm always very honest on my mentorships, okay? Very honest. In a nice way, so don't worry, I'm not very harsh. But I'm always very honest. Even on your portfolios, many times you put very good photos and then very bad ones. And I tell you the truth. It's like, why are you doing this? It's like, keep this photo, and keep this photo, and remove these 4 that are lowering the overall look of your website. Because if I'm a potential client and go to your website and I see 4 amazing photos, I'm gonna be like, wow, such an incredible photographer. But if I have to look for the good photos, I'm like, I'm not sure. Because you are lowering your quality by adding photos that shouldn't be there. So I don't want you to do that, and I don't want you to give up. And I know you may have a full-time job and it's very hard to take that camera. And when you don't have support around you, I don't know how you are. I'm an emotional human being, maybe too much, for good and for bad. And I'm an empath. And I do care a lot about what my family has to say about me. Let me tell you that when I moved to London to pursue my dreams as a photographer, apart from not having English at all, I couldn't speak a word. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money. I was sleeping with my camera back in a hostel room. I was freaking miserable, but I was very excited and very deluded in a good way, okay? I was chasing dreams and I made it happen. But my family never supported me. I'm not saying they didn't support me they love me, okay? But because they love me, they wanted me back home and they were worried I couldn't make it as a creative. I did cry for many years. I had many disappointments, many arguments. I wanted their approval and I didn't have it because they just didn't believe photography could be a job. And I made it happen. So please follow your passion. That's why I'm here as well. And that's one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel. I want to support people to try to make it happen and teach what I humbly know, because I'm not the best photographer, of course not, but I teach you what I humbly know. And another thing I want to talking about vulnerability here and telling you a bit of my story for you to see that I did suffer a lot in 11 years in London. My nervous system was so messed up, and that's why I escaped to Bali, to have balance, because I was all the time hustling in London and it was very hard. And right now, there is one thing I'm building and I'm embarrassed as well. That thing I told you about before, about perfectionism, it's happening as well with my private community. I had one before, but now I'm building a new one, a premium one, and I'm investing a lot of time, money and effort to build it, because we are going to have even an app, okay? Because I know we are all busy. So many times you don't have the time or you are tired to enter in the community, to engage with other photographers and with me. So we're gonna have even an app. So maybe you are commuting to work and you can just browse what's going on in the community. And because I'm very perfectionist, it's taking me much longer than I expected. I do everything myself. My videos, I have client work, I have my newsletter, I write it myself as well. Link below if you want to join. The private community I'm building, the brand deals, I had to negotiate everything myself, reaching out to brands I love to work with. I'm doing everything. So there is a lot of work behind and I'm just a human. So it's taking me longer than I expected. But that community is for us, for photographers, to support each other. Even when I'm not there, you guys can hang out with each other, and I'm going to do in real life meetups. This has been very requested, and this is super exciting because obviously I live in Bali, so I will do meetups here in Bali. And there is something I'm doing right now, which is adding a link below to become a founder of my private community, which means that you are going to be the first ones to see the community, the first ones to join. And for being a founder, you are going to be able to pay monthly forever at the lowest rate. Because this is going to be premium, I'm gonna put a library of content there of extra videos I'm not gonna share anywhere else, and many perks like monthly photography competitions. I don't wanna talk too much about this because I don't wanna give everything away so quick. But when I launch it, it's going to be an annual membership, because I'm gonna put a library of content there that is gonna keep growing. So the price may grow with time, the more content I add. But as a founder, you are going to lock in the same price forever on a monthly basis. So if you are interested about joining Laura BC Studio, which is going to be my upcoming premium community, link below, you can sign up to my newsletter for free. I don't spam you because I don't have the time, so don't worry about that. And you can unsubscribe anytime. By you subscribe now, you are going to be the first one to know and join my founder list. I really hope you feel a bit better, you trust more yourself, and you stop having the fear of rejection, because this is a beautiful career if you make it so. So just push yourself, even if you have just a tiny bit of time per month to take your camera, because the more you shoot, the happier you're going to get when you see yourself improving. I leave it here. Subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. I'm sending you all my love from Bali, and I will see you soon.